While the Xbox skipped the mid-gen refresh this generation, it may not even matter because they're already looking at their next box. I mean, the next Xbox. The next box? Xbox? It's Sunday, so let's get sensational. I'm Mike, and I'm back to talk about the gaming news. But you know what hasn't really been in the news much recently? The Xbox's hardware. I mean, they did the Series S with the 1TB drive, they did the all-digital Series X, but that's pretty much been it in recent years. But they have reassured us that the next Xbox will be the largest leap in a generation, which I still don't know what that means. But regardless of what they actually mean by that, it looks like they're moving forward with the development of their next system. So this is being reported by Jez Corden, who works for Windows Central. Basically, they're saying that the hardware for the next Xbox has moved from the very early stages where they're being pitched different ideas, and they've moved forward with the next stage of development. So basically, they've decided what they want to do hardware-wise for the next Xbox, and now they're moving on to the stage where they're going to decide specs and put together prototypes, etc. As the GameSpot article mentions, Phil Spencer did a recent interview, and he said the next Xbox needs to be more innovative. So I'm hoping whatever they decided on is not just another monolith that's basically the same hardware-wise as the PS5, but just in a different shape. At this point, we're just over halfway through this generation, so it'll be a little while before we see what Xbox and PlayStation do next, but I am interested to see where Xbox goes. If only the next Xbox was somehow launching on the PlayStation Store, then we'd probably have all the details about it like we did last week with Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. So I'm just doing a quick follow-up on last week's story about Snake Eater leaking. Basically, Sony accidentally put up the trailer for Snake Eater early, and it revealed the release date of August 28th. Well, now I'm pretty sure I know when the trailer was supposed to go up. So the trailer was officially revealed at the State of Play Sony had on the 12th, and it did in fact have the release date of August 28th. So it looks like that trailer that went up early on PlayStation Store was about a week early. It wasn't as bad as some of the previous leaks where trailers were released months before the announcement, but I just don't understand how this keeps happening on the PlayStation Store. But while the PlayStation Store had its mini Crysis, Crysis 4 is actually in a crisis. So it's that time of the week again where we talk about layoffs, and this time it's from Crytek. So if you're not familiar with Crytek, they're a German company that's most well known for, well, the game Crysis, but more recently probably for Hunt Showdown. Well, Crytek has announced that they're laying off 15% of their staff, which is currently 400 employees, so it's around 60 people. They're pretty transparent about what's going on in the statement they put out, including that they put Crysis 4 on hold in Q3 of last year and shifted development to Hunt Showdown 1896, which has been pretty successful for them in recent years. But basically, they said the layoffs were caused by the same downshift in gaming revenue that everyone else has been hit with over the last year or so. And they said that they're providing severance packages and career assistance services to affected employees. So yeah, still not great for the people who work in the gaming industry right now. And we're seeing studios of all sizes being affected by this. But in this case, I do feel like Crytek has handled the layoffs as best as they could, and they were at least transparent about the situation. Well, it's time to close things out with a change in Steam's policy agreement that will probably affect some free-to-play games. So let's just go ahead and talk about it today. And a final story. So Valve is constantly making changes to Steam's policies behind the scenes, and a lot of these things as end users we don't see, as they mostly affect people who publish games on Steam. Well, Valve has made it clear in their updated terms of service that there are certain games they don't want on Steam at all. So Valve updated their Steamworks documentation to outline that they basically don't want any games on their store that requires a user to watch ads to play it. That includes hiding any elements of a game behind watching a commercial, and Valve adds the suggestion that if the game is free to play, to either switch up and get a payment up front or do paid DLC. Now, this hasn't been that big of a problem on PC, but it's a huge problem on mobile. There are a lot of free games on mobile that force you to watch an ad in order to play a game or unlock something or get bonuses, and it sucks. Most of the ads try to trick you into clicking the ad by hiding the close button, and it's just overall a pain. So it's good that Valve is clearly laying out that this isn't allowed on Steam. Now, the Kotaku article points out that this was already against their terms of service. It's just they updated it so the language is way more clear that it's not allowed. Now, if only we can get Google and Apple to implement something similar in their app stores, we'd be Gucci. But either way, that's going to do it for today. But let me know what you think in the comments about today's stories. Personally, I'm excited to see what the next Xbox, next box, or whatever they call it, is going to be about. But again, let me know what you think down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification button thing wherever it is to be notified when I drop a video or a live stream. And always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.